Hello and welcome to the Fans of Wrestling Show. I'm your host, Paulie Price. Today we're going to be talking about Aew Dynamite. It was a great show, considering, again, there was no crowd. They did an amazing job with what little staff that they had. We saw a lot happen in this episode. Definitely going to break it down. I'm going to give a quick shout out to PW Addiction Podcast, hosted by RJB. Go check it out. He's got a YouTube channel just started. He's also got the podcast. Hopefully, maybe we could talk to him later in the show, see what his thoughts were on AEW. So let's go ahead and break down this show. All right, we're going to start with the first match, and that was Cody versus Jimmy Havoc. Now, when the show started out, the commentary team was minimal, and it was Tony Schiavone with Cody Rhodes and Kenny Omega. Now, Cody Rhodes had to basically start the show in the first match, so he was unable to do the commentary, so it was Kenny Omega and Tony Schiavone, which was okay. I wasn't like 100% behind it, but I understand in these times what's going on. I totally get it. I'm not going to complain about it. It wasn't that bad. It got me through the show. But this match was pretty good. I've never seen Jimmy Havoc and Cody Rhodes in the same ring, so I got to see that. So this was really nice. Wasn't an over-the-top match, but it definitely was entertaining. Especially with Jimmy Havoc, he was undefeated at AEW, so this is definitely a step up here for the Elite. Cody needed this win if they're going to have momentum moving into the Blood and Guts whenever they have that show. So at this point, I really felt like these guys put on a good match, good way to start the show. I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. I thought it was really entertaining. All right, now we're going to move over to the Darby Allin versus Kip Sabian. This match was pretty good. It went back and forth, but you can see right here, Darby Allin locks in the Last Supper, and then with the pin right there, gets the win over a super bad Kip Sabian. So I thought that was a pretty good match. I liked how Penelope Ford was getting involved. A lot of the times, Kip Sabian gets the referee's attention, and Penelope really does an amazing job. She kind of reminds me a little bit of Zelina Vega, where she's like a little hands-on with the wrestlers, and she gets involved. I like that. And I really think that she's doing an amazing job with Kip. And I really thought this match was entertaining because I liked these two guys going at it. It was the first time I'm seeing them go at it, and I thought they did a pretty good job. For me, I'm going to give that match a 4 out of 5. I thought it was really good. I liked seeing Darby Allin versus Kip Sabian. I liked everything that was going on. The commentary was a little better because we had Cody on there, so that was nice. We're going to move over to the Jake Hager match. Basically, he just annihilates Chico Adams, and then we see the champ, Jon Moxley, comes out and goes right at Jake Hager one-on-one. They just basically kept going at it back and forth. It was great. The paradigm shift, but Jake Hager got up immediately and put in the ankle lock, and then he threw Jake Hager outside the ring, was able to break it up. Jake Hager came back on the apron, but Moxley swung that belt. Jake Hager jumped down and basically retreated from there. But I really liked that segment. I got excited, especially considering the match with Chico Adams was pretty basic. It was an okay match. It was there for what it was supposed to be. Jake Hager being on top, and that's what happened. For me, I'm going to give this a 3 out of 5. I thought it was good. A pretty quick match again, but I did like what I saw with Jake Hager and Jon Moxley. After that, setting up to, we don't know what, but definitely could be a great match in the future. All right, now we're going to move over to the main event, and that was Kenny Omega versus Sammy Guevara. And this was for the AAA Mega Championship. So this was cool. I like that they did this, considering the fact that this is not a title that is in AEW. This is a title that's in another promotion, AAA. And I like this. I think this is only going to bring more viewers to your product, because there could be potential viewers that watch AAA that would be like, hey, that's our title. I want to see that being defended by Kenny Omega, on the TNT. I really love this match. I thought it was outstanding. These guys are phenomenal wrestlers. It literally was back and forth. There's no need for highlights or anything like this, because if you didn't watch the show, go back and watch it, because really, it was worth the watch. These guys did everything possible they needed to do to win the match. There was a lot of parts where Sammy Guevara was taking stabs at Cody Rhodes and the Elite, where he had a couple of drawings in the seats of people, because obviously people couldn't be there. And they had the captain from Star Trek, and they had Chris Jericho, and then they had Cody Rhodes' wife, Brandy Rhodes. And basically he picks up Sammy picks up the photo of her and starts making out with her. And they zoom into Brandy's face. It just, you got to see it. It's funny, entertaining, especially there being no crowd, not having that reaction. It was great. I'm honestly getting used to watching wrestling now without a crowd. As long as they're blocking it out. I saw they did that on NXT. I love that. AEW did it first. You know, not showing seats, not letting you see what's behind the ring. I like that. Just put a spotlight on that ring and let them tell the story. I appreciate every wrestler that's going out there and doing this, especially in these times, just for our entertainment. So I really appreciate that. So for me, I'm definitely going to give this match a 5 out of 5. It was outstanding. Just the entertainment value of it was great. And even the commentary, it was good. The way they broke it down for both, good job from Cody. I really like how he broke down some of the stuff, as well as Tony Schiavone. It actually worked. Yes, it definitely missed JR, but it definitely worked. I liked how this show went. All right, now we're going to move over to the last part of the show, and that was Chris Jericho, Le Champion, face-to-face with the broken one, Matt Hardy. For me, this was a really good segment. I kind of liked it. A lot of people bashed it, but I liked it. I liked here where they started off with Vanguard 1 coming out, and Chris Jericho basically has a full conversation, tries to persuade Vanguard 1 to join the Inner Circle, which I thought was hilarious. I mean, come on. There's no audience. There's nobody there. Chris Jericho is able to do anything he wants, and it's gold. So, I mean, for me, I felt like he gave us gold last night with this show, considering that there was nobody there. And then this was so awesome. I know how to do this because I know I'm an editor. I liked how they did this. There's a still shot here. Now they're doing more still shots with the 3D thrown in. Matt Hardy's already there. He'll obviously, boom, there. That was the real shot there. Perfect. Love that. That was great. It really gave a good element, especially it was easy to pull off considering they had no crowd. So the crowd wouldn't have ruined it. And it worked perfect. And this whole essence that Matt Hardy was talking about was really cool. I liked how he said, hey, listen, we got fans. There's people watching right now in the seats. Abraham Lincoln, Martin Luther King. You know, they're all out there. They're right there. They're watching. And he's like, all right, well, I got magic. Abracadabra. And now, of course, the Inner Circle comes in. We got Sammy Guevara coming in, basically taking it to Matt Hardy. We did see Cody was on the commentary, so obviously he's going to come out, Kenny Omega as well. So we get that help here. This was pretty cool. I love this, where the Elite gets the one-up, where usually you do see the Inner Circle always getting the one-up on everybody, and it was nice to see the Elite here get that one-up on them. So I really love that. Really cool ending, and especially this right here, which I almost thought was a mistake, but then I realized what they were doing. You can see right here, Matt Hardy is like furious, and now he's about to let his fury right here. It's fire right there. That was cool. I love that. It was like Matt Hardy was controlling the fire, and he had the Inner Circle in his grasp. But this was great. Cool way to end the show. I loved it. For me, I'm going to give that segment a 5 out of 5. I thought it was outstanding. Really amazing way to end this show. I was happy to see Matt Hardy there. I was happy to see one-on-one Chris Jericho. No Inner Circle in the beginning. It was just one-on-one. Them going back and forth. Old compadres. Really loved that. It gave me a good fight feel, and I really enjoyed that. All right, this segment, we're going to be talking to a live caller right now. So let's go ahead and get that started.
Hello.
Hey, what's going on?
Holy Price.
How's it going, RJB?
It's going. I'm hanging in there.
So, I mean, I know you did your podcast already, so if you want to give a quick shout out for that, I already did in my show, but you can go ahead and do that right now if you'd like to.
I appreciate it. If you already gave it a shout out, not a big deal.
Okay,
but,
cool.
What'd you think of the show last night?
I thought it was really good. I thought it was a really entertaining show. Again, considering that there was no fans, I'm actually getting used to that there's no fans there, so that's kind of cool. Yeah, for me, I gave the show a 4 out of 5. I didn't give it like a perfect show, but it definitely was a great show. It was definitely as good as last week.
I agree. I wouldn't have gone that. Well, yeah, 4 out of 5. Yeah, 4 out of 5. I was going to give it like a 6.5, 7 out of 10.
Okay.
It definitely had a different feel compared to last week, but you got to remember also now you can't have a gathering more than 10 people. So
yeah, exactly.
I mean, considering what's going on, AEW did the best that they can, and what they did at the end of the show with Matt Hardy and Jericho, that stole the show.
Yeah,
completely.
It definitely did. I was on Twitter, and a lot of people were complaining about that they were like, oh, what did I see? And I'm like, I thought it was great because to me, like, look, there's no crowd. Again, I even said that in my show that I thought all the wrestlers did an amazing job. I commend them for even doing it for us, for our entertainment.
Right.
But yeah.
You got to remember, too, there's no crowd. I mean, both AEW, WWE, they're doing the best they can. I mean, AEW is making WWE look horrible right now. But listen, with no crowd, especially, you can't gather more than 10 people. I mean, what do you expect people to do? I mean, AEW is doing a phenomenal job. I mean, with the special effects that they did with Matt Hardy looking like he's teleporting all over the arena until he got to that front guardrail, that was awesome.
That was cool.
That was probably the best thing I've seen since back in, back in the 90s when The Undertaker used to shoot lightning bolts at the ring post.
At the ring, yeah, exactly. That was cool. And you know what? I said in my video too as well, because I actually know how to do all that stuff. But they wouldn't be able to pull that off with fans there. So it was great that they were able to implement that now, because it was awesome.
Exactly. Exactly. And you know, we don't even know what we're going to get from day to day, because I don't know if you were reading up and listening to the podcast where I posted or what other people have posted, but Orlando is shutting down. We don't know what the hell we're going to get within the next couple of weeks. WWE already pre-taped their WrestleMania, pre-taped the next two Raws.
Yeah.
We don't know if we're getting Monday Night Raw, SmackDown, NXT, AEW. We don't know what's going to happen in the next couple of weeks to come.
Yeah, it's true. It's just crazy times. I mean, you know, everybody's home. Everybody's just trying to avoid going out. And it's just like, it's definitely weird for me. I've never gone through anything like this. I mean, we've been through like 9/11 and crazy fucking shit.
I was one of those people that's like, oh, the media's blowing it out of proportion. It'll last a couple of weeks and that's it. But I changed my tune real quick when I saw
I was the
everything
same thing
that's going
too,
on
yeah.
and the amount of people getting sick. I mean, it's crazy. Never in a million years that I think I would ever wake up in my life to this. It's like a bad episode of The Walking Dead, minus the zombies.
It is. Actually, I saw a picture someone posted of like the same highway in Atlanta, and it looked exactly identical. It was empty.
It's insane. But you know what? Listen, we got to do what we got to do to survive. If we have to stay away from big crowds for a while, we have to stay away from big crowds. Whatever we have to do to beat this thing, that's it.
I think what we're doing right now is great as far as staying a hell away from each other and doing the social distancing. It's great. I mean, like, they're basically telling us we have to stay home and be lazy. It's pretty cool. So unfortunately, some people lose their jobs and then they're not able to make the income. And yes, that's where problems come in. But I mean, I guess your health is a little more important.
You know what? And I actually made a comment about that on my podcast with that ridiculous comment that Braun Strowman made towards Evil Uno's post about helping people out in need.
Yeah.
It's such a retarded response to that. I mean, how can you go out and say, well, find another profession? I mean, are you kidding me with everything that's going on in this world right now? He's got some path to say that.
Especially,
people losing their businesses, losing their jobs. It's not just affecting the wrestling world, it's affecting the whole world.
Yeah, and I think I went back and I saw that he actually had to delete that. And it's like, to me, if you're going to tweet something, there's a lot of times that I want to say something so freaking bad, and it's bad.
Yeah.
And I say to myself, you know what, let me not. Because, and I always hold back because it wasn't corrective criticism. You know, and if I'm not going to give you corrective criticism, I'm going to keep my mouth shut. You know?
Right. Listen. Nobody. I'm sorry to cut you off, but nobody's perfect. I myself can say stupid things here and there, but you got to think before you post something. Especially today with the way the media is.
Yeah.
I mean, he made himself look like a complete asshole.
I know. Especially you work for WWE. That's like working for Fox. You pretty much.
You know what? I'm actually glad they took the Intercontinental Championship off of him and gave it to Sami Zayn. At least maybe Sami Zayn will actually bring some more meaning back to that title.
Yeah,
he's a joke. Braun Strowman's a joke, and how he can compare himself to Lance Archer is an even bigger joke.
No, I mean, listen, I love Braun Strowman. I love the idea of Braun Strowman. But as a wrestler, no, he's nowhere near as great as a wrestler as Lance Archer. No. So it's like, you can't even put that in the same boat. Would I put Big Show and Braun Strowman? Hell yeah. I'll do that, because those guys are in a similar, area when it comes to wrestling. But no, Lance Archer is amazing, and I only seen little of what he's done in Japan, and I'm yet to see that. So
I'm not going to sit here and be one of these guys that says I know everything about wrestling, because I'm not. No. I actually was out of touch with wrestling for a while until AEW blew up, and I started paying attention to it again because WWE just is lost touch with stuff. And it drove me away from the product, and I wasn't that interested. So I only recently started getting back into it, and I was one of those guys too. I didn't know who Lance Archer was, so like every other person that goes on the internet looking. I looked him up. I saw the G1 thing that he did with Will Ospreay. It was amazing.
Yeah, that was sick.
And the guy's going to be a big-time player for AEW, and I love that they paired him with Jake the Snake. Jake the Snake, his promos are still phenomenal till this day.
Yeah, I know. And that one last night with him sitting in front of the fire was just like...
In front of the fire,
it's
that
simple,
was great.
you know,
dark,
Bully Ray says... I'm sorry, Bully Ray says it all the time on Busted Open, but keep it simple, stupid.
Absolutely.
It was great. I just loved everything that he said, and it was
and
just...
that whole idea, calling him Caesar, I'm coming after you, it's great. It really is.
Yeah, it was really cool.
I like when they opened the show, and Kenny Omega actually made a quick little comment. He's like, man, I haven't done commentary since my old backyard days. It is what it is.
Yeah.
They're doing the best that they can.
100%.
I mean, everybody's doing the best that they can. They kept us entertained. And that's all we can ask for.
Yeah, that's why I thought it was a great show. It was very entertaining. What did you think about the Darby Allin versus Kip Sabian?
I thought it was good. I thought it was good, and actually I would love to see somewhere down the line AEW put like a mid-card title somewhere, put it up in a tournament, and I wouldn't mind seeing Darby Allin as like their mid-card champion.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that guy, he's just growing. Even his videos, he directs everything. And just his artwork and everything that his whole vibe is just, I think it's gold, and he's going nowhere but up, that guy, so.
No, absolutely.
Yeah, and I think the main event was really good, too. And I like that they put in the AAA title.
You know what? Yeah, no, that was great. I like how they incorporated that. I actually like how AEW is allowing Kenny Omega to defend that on AEW television.
Yeah.
And, I thought that was another great match, too.
Yeah, I really liked that.
Like I said, it wasn't as great as last week's episode.
Yes.
They're giving us the best that they can. Tony Khan did the right thing by postponing Blood and Guts till a later date when the time is right.
Yeah, of course.
They're doing the right thing. And they're doing the best that they can given the circumstances with this whole COVID-19 thing. And that's all we could ask for as wrestling fans.
Yeah. Hey, what sport is on TV right now? There's nothing, so.
Nothing. There's nothing on TV. Everything's canceled. They postponed the Olympics. Canceled the Olympics.
Yeah.
Everything's canceled.
It's crazy, but wrestling is still going, so I think that's amazing.
Yeah.
For me, like, as a wrestling fan, I was telling my wife this. Now, just imagine, you're not a wrestling fan. There's no sports on. Friday night, you got nothing to do. You turn on Fox and you watch SmackDown, and you say to yourself, why do people watch wrestling? Do you feel that way?
Yeah. Yeah, SmackDown, I feel they need to improve a lot.
I mean,
I'll be 100% honest with you. I don't watch SmackDown as much because it's been horrible. I catch up on the reviews. I'll watch some clips here and there on YouTube. Occasionally, I'll turn it on to see what's going on, but they got to do something. It's horrible.
Yeah,
the creative is horrible. And Brody Lee said it best when he was doing that whole promo towards Christopher Daniels, kind of sending Vince McMahon the message saying how he's an out of touch old man.
Yeah,
he is out of touch. The creative with WWE lately is horrible.
Yeah,
it is.
It's been really bad. I really love that segment too of Brody Lee when he did the whole steak dinner you can't eat until I finish.
And that's another thing when he was sitting at the table last night. I mentioned on my podcast, he reminded me of something out of The Godfather, like Don Corleone.
Yeah,
with
very
the
much.
When I forgot who it was that sneezed. Who was it that sneezed?
Oh man. You know what? I tell my wife all the time.
I forgot which one of them sneezed.
I'm more of a good fella guy than a Godfather.
Yeah, that was another reference to Vince McMahon because supposedly Vince McMahon doesn't like when people sneeze in his presence. He goes crazy.
Oh my God.
And but
well, I can get now. I can understand in this time. That's why I was like, all right, but yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Everything they're doing is great. It's good to see Brody Lee out on his own, doing his own thing.
Yeah, he looked good, and look how much talent the guy's got.
He does. He looks really good, and I'm looking forward to see where they're going with this whole new Dark Order thing.
Yeah, I mean, this could go anywhere. I mean, I notice everybody they beat, too, they throw the mask on top. Like, they just keep growing and growing. I do like that there's a lot of factions in AEW, especially now. We got the Death Triangle,
Right, they need to calm down with the factions, though.
Yes, at this point, yes.
If there's one thing that I can comment on with that right now, too many factions. I mean, like you said, they got the Death Triangle now. You have the Inner Circle, the Dark Order.
Yeah, the Dark Order.
Too many factions.
Yeah, even Jurassic Express. That's 3 guys right there, So
yeah, right there. The Jurassic Express. You got the. You know what they have to work on though a little bit? Their women's division.
Yes, there was no women's match last night.
It's improved.
It definitely has.
I give him that since it first started. I'm glad they got rid of the Nightmare Collective. That was horrible.
But that's what I like about Cody. You tell him, he hears, he does it, and that's what needs to get done.
And you know what? And that's what separates AEW from the WWE.
Yeah.
They listen to their fans. They try something out. It doesn't work. They move on to the next thing. Whatever works, that's what they go with.
Yeah,
and that's how it should be.
It should always be like that, especially in the wrestling business. If people are not like,
and that's exactly what led Matt Hardy to leave the WWE. It had nothing to do with money. If you listen to the Talk Is Jericho podcast, the most recent episode, he was interviewing him. He went to Vince with idea after idea after idea. Vince couldn't wrap his head around the whole broken Matt Hardy gimmick, and they couldn't come to an agreement, and he left.
Yeah,
and Matt Hardy, being the professional that he is, he even made a statement on Twitter because there was a fan that tweeted out to him, asking him, do you hate Vince McMahon? Do you like him? Given the circumstances or whatever. He goes, you don't have to answer this question. But Matt Hardy, being the professional that he is, said, have no hatred towards Vince McMahon. We couldn't come to a mutual agreement. What it came down to was business. I appreciate all the opportunities he gave me, and that's it. We just couldn't come to an agreement, and that's what caused him to leave.
Yeah, and that's why he's a class act. To do with it. He's awesome. That's why everybody loves him.
Yeah, and listen, especially being where Matt Hardy is now in his career. Well, if that were me, when it comes down to money, I'd rather be perceived the right way on TV than have a shit ton of money in my pocket. Because if I'm going to go out there every night and do something I don't like to do, then what's the point?
What's the point exactly? Yeah, that's and especially a guy like Matt Hardy.
Because now it's not fun anymore. Now I'm doing something I don't want to do.
Yeah, especially a guy like he's not young.
In my pocket,
he's not a young guy. He's old. Let him do what he wants to do before his time is up.
Right. Exactly.
I mean, I'm wondering what they're going to do with Jeff Hardy now, considering that he's going to do like a singles run, and now he's coming out.
I mean, you would probably never see this happen because Vince McMahon is a retard, but I wouldn't mind seeing him bring his Willow character out.
Me neither.
His Willow character that he had in TNA.
Yes, in TNA, I know. Actually, I started watching wrestling back again in 2015. I started because I watched WrestleMania. I wanted to see the Ronda Rousey thing, and then I wound up watching the whole thing, and I saw Seth Rollins cashed in. I was like, whoa, this is great. What's all this? Brock Lesnar was there, so I got back in. But I started watching everything, and I was watching TNA at the time, and I saw them grow, and I was like, ooh. So I already knew about when they came and did the Woken. I was so upset. I was like, come on, it just killed the whole friggin' premise of the character.
Listen, you're talking about a guy that rips up scripts literally minutes before they go on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I think even when they got stuck in Saudi Arabia and they had an NXT take over the show, that was probably the best SmackDown ever.
Yeah, exactly. When you're under pressure, it's either go big or go home, and they ended up coming out on top of that show. I agree with you 100% there. It was probably the best SmackDown they did in a while.
Definitely. Thank you so much for calling. Definitely nice.
No, I appreciate it, man. Thanks for giving my podcast a shout out, and I'll talk to you soon, brother.
All right, definitely, man. Catch you later. Be safe.
Take care.